Should we be
Morning.
surprised by this? I mean, we can't shield. It's not necessarily healthy to shield children from issues like this, is it?
I think it's really difficult to shield children from issues like this. You know, if you think about the amount of coverage that it's had in the media, on television, they're picking up information on their phones and they're hearing it talked about in school playgrounds. I don't think it's particularly surprising that children and teenagers are aware of it, but I think some of the stats around that are frightening. And I think what's great is that while it can be a daunting thing to talk about with children, it's actually giving parents a great opportunity to start talking to kids and getting them involved with some of the day-to-day decisions that I think all of us are having to make.
And look, your expertise very much is on the side of improving the education of young people when it comes to sort of financial literacy. And I think most people across the board would say that is a really excellent thing to do, because our generation was so badly prepared for the world of finance. I don't know about your schooling. No mention of it.
Oh, but no, you see, my mum and dad were very good because we had no money. Dad was laid off, so we were aware that we had to be tight. But because they talked about it, it didn't bother us.
Right.
You know, we just got on with it.
But that's the key, I suppose. It didn't bother you. And I suppose what I, as a parent, start to worry about is when we're projecting serious concerns, words and phrases like heating and eating our home onto children when we know there is a crisis in terms of mental health in our youngsters.
And I think one of the ways that we've seen parents dealing with that, we talked to a lot of the parents who use Go Henry and the children and teenagers as well. And we've heard some great stories about ways to involve the children in those decisions. So it might be as simple as talking to them about turning the light switch off when they leave a room. But lots of great examples of, instead of having a takeaway, perhaps getting the kids involved in cooking a takeaway at home. So getting them involved in choosing what toppings they'd like on the pizza that you're all going to make together at home. Or one mum that we spoke to had a great example. Her daughter, when I was speaking to her, piped up to say she could make egg fried rice now because they were making a Chinese takeaway at home and saving a lot of money in that. So I think a lot of the things around getting children involved, getting them to help make some of the decisions, stops it being scary and makes them feel that they've got a part to play in it. And that can be a great thing. And it can teach them about the needs versus wants as they're growing up, which, of course, is a great life skill to take on into older life with them.